Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. We provide fan-oriented and analytic discussions on a variety of animated shows, movies, and anime, currently featuring Steven Universe, Gravity Falls, Miraculous Ladybug, and Ruby. I'm Dylan Hysen, and today I'm joined by Delaney Stovall.
YOLA.
Today, Delaney and I will be discussing the latest episode of the English dub of Miraculous Ladybug, Rogercop. We cover the English dub of Miraculous Ladybug, aka Miraculous Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir, which airs on Nickelodeon every Sunday at noon. We have not seen the episodes. As always, we've not seen the episodes that aired in France and Korea, that have not aired in the United States. But we are here on, I think this is the 9th episode of the dub that's aired. I think so. So we will be discussing that this week and every week here on the Overly Animated Podcast at overlyanimated.com. Let's get right into Rogercop. The first thing to mention is that about 5 minutes into this episode, just now on Nick when it aired, these like the sound mixing got really off, and I guess I describe
super loud.
I guess I describe it as like the background music. Just all the background sounds just got way louder than they're supposed to be.
This happens a lot on CBS with Elementary. Like the dialogue's super quiet, but then like the music is like insanely loud.
Sometimes shows just like have bad mixing. This was just obviously Nick just screwed up the airing. Like Nick, this isn't even your show. Like, why'd you do that?
Grant, I've had broadcast issues every time we watch. Granted, I'm also on a college campus, and that's probably part of it. But no, the sound mixing was.
This is definitely a universal thing. I'm seeing on Twitter, other people have said it. So that's unfortunate. It was still like audible. You could still hear what they're saying. It was just this is already a really confusing episode, and then we just had it was hard to follow.
Top of that,
with giant music cues and So Nick, just don't do that again. Why would you do that?
Like,
it's not that hard.
Like seriously, like. It's not like they really have to do anything to the episode. Like,
I mean, they do dub it, I guess, but yeah, like, come on.
Like, this really is.
I assume this was an airing problem and not a dubbing process. Like, I think this was just something got away from them while they're airing it.
Like whatever. Like somebody pressed the wrong button or the sliders got mixed up.
Yeah, I mean, I've been happy with how Nick's been showing the show, but this was very bad.
Like, geez.
Yeah. Okay. Regardless, we'll get into Rogercop now. So, yeah, kind of crazy episode. Delaney, what did you think of Rogercop?
It was really weird, and I don't really know if I like it. It's like, I don't think I disliked it, but it was really hard to follow and weird, and just also, I mean, I think this episode does, again, raise interesting questions about Plog, because Plog is so odd.
Yeah.
Also, I was expecting more panic with, oh my god, we have to search Marinette's purse. Oh god, they're gonna find Tiki. Like, I was expecting more panic.
Yeah, that might have been
a thing.
There was
zero panic. I don't know. This episode was just weird. Like, I don't like this. Also, like this, like the pacing. This episode was off, and like the entire this episode, I think, is the most different from the rest of them. Simply in like what goes on in it, like just how things happen, which is very odd. Because this show is very formulaic, though they play around with it a lot. But this episode was just like off the wall. What is going on?
Yeah, no, they're just doing like a ton of different things here. I think this is like I was kind of last week. I kind of identified two types of episodes, just like the underwhelming ones and like the crazy stuff happening ones. That's like interesting. And this is like has as much going on as like some of the best episodes of the show, like your Lady Wi-Fi, last week's Evil Strater. Like I think that there's like at the very least there's just a lot happening. I don't think it's as good stuff happening as as those previous two that I mentioned. So I think this was
also,
kind of,
as I suspected, it's literally RoboCop.
It's just RoboCop, yeah. So I think it was kind of a down week, but like at the very least it was super interesting, or it wasn't like super interesting. At the very least it was engaging. It's like like there's a ton going on.
It is hard to say how much and the sound did detract greatly from the episode because. Like that didn't help matters.
Yeah, so, I mean, we think we wouldn't have loved it anyway, but it's hard to tell, right? It's all about viewing experience. Yeah, I mean, this is an episode that features a 5-minute crazy dialogue back and forth bracelet stealing scene.
Yeah, like
This
what?
at the same and in the same episode, this also turns into like a post-apocalyptic world where the villain is like
Yeah,
takes over for like 5 minutes. So it's just really weird. And also,
like we
and also
Paris
just
becomes a police state.
also Ladybug just like Marinette stays as Ladybug for like the last scene when like resolving all the stuff. Like, there's a lot of weird stuff happening here.
Like it's just Chloe also again and again to be just completely incompetent. Like
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Did you come out of this episode hating Chloe more?
no, I don't think I can hate Chloe any more or any less
Wow.
than I already do. She's just Chloe.
I don't, yeah, I don't know. I didn't like, she was unsympathetic, but I didn't think it was, I thought it was more of the
Well,
mayor's fault than her fault here.
well, I think she was like extra annoying in this episode.
Yeah.
Like
She was annoying, but
like
it wasn't like, yeah.
it's like I don't know. Like it wasn't like atrocious. Like she was fine. I
Yeah.
mean, it's typical Chloe.
Big episode for Chloe
They
for,
are really playing up more and more like the friends. Like we are really getting to know all of the classmates.
yeah, it's good. Our main cast, this was a big episode for everyone. Um, it's, I mean, I guess this was supposed to, it's not really a big, what's her face episode, but it's because it's her dad, but,
That's
it's
Sabrina. Yeah.
Sabrina, yeah, because she doesn't really do that much, but I don't know. So what do we think of the villain? Our RoboCop, Sabrina's dad.
I mean, he's like I think this is the one that's become like he's definitely the one who's been transformed the most.
You know what's
Like
weird is
he
they have
literally
one
becomes
shot
a
from like
robot.
the perspective of him, and he's just got like fake code running down the
Yeah,
like like he's like actually a robot. How did that happen?
yeah. Like I just don't. Also, he's huge.
Yeah, he's very big. I mean, I'm not sure if like Marinette seems very small in this episode. Like, I think most of it's because like Roger Cop's so big, but I also think maybe Marinette's just kind of short. I don't know.
Well, I mean, all Marinette and Adrian really aren't that different in height.
Yeah,
Like,
I think Adrian's also short. That's the thing. Yeah,
well, I mean, well, it's hard to like. The only one who's really tall is what's his face, like the guy who's in the cap, and Kim's the only one who's tall. Like everyone else seems really to be like the
I don't.
same height.
I mean, they're also like kids, so
And then
yeah.
like, and the adults are also super tall. Like I don't know, they just there's just a lot of exaggerated proportions in the show, which we already knew about.
Yeah,
Like
it seems a little
Marinette's dad
inconsistent.
is like a wall.
Yeah, Marinette's dad's super tall. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, he was an interesting villain, I guess. Like, I like that he shoots the things out and it makes people do things. That's weird. I like that he just like took over the city. That was very
There was some
interesting.
weird like some of the dialogue was really weird. Like well, one of it's like I'm pretty sure mayors can't like fire cops. Like I'm pretty sure that's not how that
That's
works.
probably not how that works now.
And then also they were like, we're like the nation's most wanted. It's like it's just Paris.
Also,
Like I
yeah,
don't really
I don't
understand.
think the mayor of Paris has this much power. Like, let's be
No.
real. Uh,
I mean the president lives in Paris. Like the president of France
yeah.
resides in
So I don't know
Paris,
why
but
it's
like
not. I don't know why it's
but
not
it's mayor.
present. So
Understand.
it's, yeah, I don't know. The villain, he was interesting. They tried to do thematic stuff with like justice and blame and like all that stuff, and I don't think any of it really pulled together. But
No.
like
It was just a weird episode.
like it's Marinette was weirdly like not in the right, and I don't know what the result of this
Well,
was.
they've continued to do that. Like we've had several episodes where Marinette just kind of screws everything up.
Yeah, Marinette's dad's like, no, no, honey, no. Like, yeah, it's it,
Stop. Stop.
it's really weird. And they resolve it in a way that's like, oh, it's like, oh no, Chloe, you're just paranoid the whole time, even though you know it's her place that really was gone. So
Yeah.
I think that's a major reason this episode doesn't come together like incredibly well, is just thematically it's like it tries to have this recurring theme, but it doesn't really like land it at the end, I think.
This episode's like the most preachy out of all of them. Like this is also
Yeah,
the
but
direct
like, is it
reference to
real?
a
I
lesson.
think it was like kind of, but also, what was it preaching? I don't even know.
Well, I don't mean like done well. Like I mean, it's like this is the most like moral like lesson
At
oriented
the end, there
episode we've
was like
ever.
a lesson learned type thing. I don't even
It
remember
was
what they
like
said, but yeah,
weird.
yeah, there was definitely that.
It was just weird.
It was very weird episode.
Because we've talked about before like how like there are like subtle like talking about the villains and how they like how villains happen in the show, but like in general like it's not really like a lesson learned. It's just like Hawkmoth is evil and like does stuff to people,
Yeah.
and then like
Um. Speaking of
Weird.
Hawkmoth, we have another one of these days. He says one of these days I'll be ruling the world and you won't be part of it to Ladybug. So
Yeah, that
second
was
second world ruling line. Interesting.
the big thing for me that was like super weird was like the like Roger being like, my duty or whatever to like that I stand by that like everyone's innocent until proven guilty. Like, yes, that's like the foundation of our the American like law system, which it's really ironic because originally that's not how it was in Europe.
I mean, I don't know
Like,
how France works, but yeah.
well, I don't know how it is currently, but like it was really funny. Like we like when the American government was being set up and like our law system, like we were unique in that you are innocent until proven guilty. In Europe, you are guilty until proven innocent.
I mean, sure, that's like hundreds of years ago, though. I don't.
That's
That's
not, yeah,
it's
but it's
super
not
relevant, but
now.
yeah,
Like it was kind of like what?
he did seem very American, like the Rogercop. Yeah, from our perspective.
It's yeah, it's been like really weird.
Uh,
Granted, we don't watch French television normally, so
yeah.
we don't know what it's like to watch French television.
Okay. Other big takeaways from this. Here's here was my big revelation during this episode was I officially like I'm not super big on Cat Noir. Like I,
So dumb.
I've been like open to him being cool the entire time, but he said "milady" 3 times in this episode,
Yep.
and I'm done with him. Like
He's
I'm
just
still fine with
stop.
Adrian, but when he's Cat Noir, he's actually the most annoying. So I don't know. I see all
Yes.
this fan art like of Cat Noir and either Ladybug or Marinette, and like I just I've been open to the ship, but I officially don't
Nope.
get it at this point. I
Nope.
could see Adrian and either of them, but just him as Cat is super bad.
Yeah.
I think part of it is the dub. Like I don't think he's saying "milady" in in French, right? So I think
Or
that's part
Korea.
of it. But they just keep doing it, and he's so annoying.
Yep. Super
He's
annoying.
also super useless.
He doesn't do anything. Like he is absolutely 100% useless.
He traps him in the ground. Okay, like that's the one thing he did. But
Because
he also
Ladybug told him to.
and because Ladybug told him to, Ladybug had to like save him. She like successfully falls and survives somehow, and then she saves him from the thing. From falling too off the there's like okay we didn't even mention the flying car and the flying car like a battle sequence. This episode's so weird.
Like it was, and like literally Marinette was thrown all across Paris this entire episode.
Why did Rogercop's car also get akumatized? Like
For real. Well, I was about to die when we were watching it because I thought like before we knew where the Akuma was going, I was like, if it goes into the car, I'm gonna cry.
that'd have been
Like,
great,
if,
but
like I really thought that's what it was for a minute. I was like, oh my god, I can't handle this.
how did his car just get Robocopped too? I don't know. Is that how
Has
that
that
works?
happened before? Have we had like?
I don't think
I don't think
so.
that's happened before. Maybe it's just because he was in the car.
I don't know.
This episode was just weird.
Very weird. Um, there's some I guess there's some quote unquote big Ladybug and Cat Noir moments. I made the screenshot for this episode. The
Upside down
upside
scene.
down thing, yeah. But I was like, I saw that before because I was looking for what I'd make the pick. I was like, oh, this is gonna be a big moment. But no, it's just the normal thing of Cat Noir like hitting on her and her not reciprocating, right? So
He did try and kiss her.
it was, did he was he actually trying, or was it just like a kissy face?
I mean,
I don't know.
I
Hard to
just
tell.
feel like it was dumb.
But Marinette like makes him fall, right? So
Yeah, it was really funny.
it's not like we have any progress here.
Yep.
She does. I guess she says like, aren't you?" She's like teases him a little bit here, like, "Aren't you happy to see
Yeah.
me?" She says, and then there's some stuff later. Yeah. Um. He says, "Well, hey, I'm head over heels to see you, milady." Oh my god. Why are they dubbing him so annoying? He can't be
I
this
don't
annoying
know.
in French or Korean. Like, oh man.
I just.
By
It's
the way,
just.
someone commented who speaks French and watches the French version on one of ours, and he says that in French it is not de-evilize but de-akumatize. So
Then
that
why do we have to have? Are Americans so
they're
stupid?
so
They have to make
stupid that it has to be de-evilize.
I'm so
Exactly.
no. That's the thing. I've seen it on Tumblr as like deacumatized. Like I've seen it as that, and I'm
De-akumatize
like
is
that's
so
so.
much better. Like,
And like, if you watch the show for like 3 minutes, you can comprehend that there are Akumas, and that's what they're
I mean, I agree
called.
that the basic mythology is like kind of confusing, but making it de-evilize, de-akumatize is not going to help things that much. It's
Well, de-evilize is
it
like
just
so
sounds so
dumb.
stupid. Yeah,
I'm really bitter now.
yeah.
I'm bitter.
Yeah,
I
it's
guess we're just so dumb that we couldn't have akumatized, that
yeah.
we had to have de-evilized.
Also, last week or 2 weeks ago, we were wondering why there was a Wizard of Oz reference, right, in the dub, and this guy says that there was not that reference in the French version. So they just inserted this Wizard of Oz reference to the English version, which didn't make any sense in the
Well,
dub.
like, I like.
There wasn't a French reference in its place. They added it. There was no
Oh my god.
reference. That's so
I guess
weird.
they feel the well. The thing is, they feel the need to Americanize this, and like, one, it's dumb. Two, okay, like, not every like you would think everyone knows what the like Oz. No, like, who watches the show? Like, you're like 7 to maybe 12. No one
And
cares.
then us, but yeah.
Like, than us, but like, for real though, like, what, like, what's the weirdest? That's the weirdest reference. Why? Like, what? God, this makes zero sense.
Yeah. It's
Like,
I
what?
don't know. I don't know if the dub like between the
Since when
sound
is the Wizard of Oz the most quintessential American thing that we
it's
have to insert it into this dub?
between the sound messing up and the Milady, I'm kind of pissed at the English version now.
I'm getting real quick.
Yeah, let's go through the episode. I mean, we also have like Alia and like Nino in this too. There's just a lot happening. Um, so the career day is the setup. Yeah, Nino's like recording everything. I don't know why that's happening.
I thought you would think all you would be recording.
Yeah, for
But,
the blog. Yeah. Adrian's
well, it's not
dad's
Ladybug,
Adrian's
so.
dad's not there. Sad face. Did you feel sorry for Adrian?
I mean, I do feel sorry for him.
Oh, I was gonna say no. I don't.
I mean, it's clear. Well, I mean, I don't care, but like, I mean, it's like, oh, poor Adrian. But like,
I
at the same time,
guess
this happens every episode, so who cares?
this is just it's just the dumb. It's every episode. It's also the dumb like
Super typical
rich kid
rich
with
kid.
daddy issues,
Yeah.
right? Like it's dumb.
Yep. Like,
Yeah.
oh, whatever.
I mean, I don't like I said, I don't like. I'm kind of sympathetic to Adrian, but not because his dad didn't come to career day.
Yeah.
Like I don't care.
Yeah.
Alia's mom is head chef at the Grand Paris Hotel, which is owned by the mayor. What do you think of that?
That's A+. It's because Alia is clearly perfect, and her fam also is perfect.
Why
It's
is
great.
are we going to see Alia cook now? Is that a thing?
Please,
Yeah,
please,
cook for Marinette.
yes, def date night.
Date night. Yeah,
Oh no, no, the best part was Alia's mom being like, "Oh well, I didn't bring anything, but maybe the mayor can
Yeah.
invite you all." That
Sassy.
was so great,
yeah.
so good. Like, everyone in this episode is just so rude to the mayor, and I love it. Love it.
It's pretty good. Chloe, I didn't even transcribe what she said. She had some like rich like shaming Marinette for being poor, right? Like or not rich,
Like,
but like oh my
how
god.
many croissants did your dad have to make? Oh my
Yeah.
god, it was just ridiculous.
And then Marinette's like, well, obviously, if you're so rich, then you don't need free croissants. Like
That was great. I like
sassy.
that.
We had this whole
And
thing.
I talked before. I think I messaged you. It was like, actually, to live in the middle of Paris and to own a bakery, their bakery has to be pretty successful.
Yeah.
In your face, Chloe.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Marinette's parents are definitely not poor. Yeah. I mean, I don't think their location makes a lot of sense, but you know, if we accept it, then yeah. We had this whole dumb thing with Plog and the Chloe's ring being cheese. Like Plog's the worst. Like
He's so annoying.
he's
Like,
the worst.
he's like, oh my god. Like, what?
Yeah, I don't know.
See, now I really am beginning to buy the whole idea that Tiki and Plog are like just so different. Like,
Plog just seems incompetent. Yeah.
yeah, and then like Tiki, like I can buy into Tiki, the eternal terrifying being that she is.
Yeah.
And then there's Plog, and it's like, what are you? Like, are you like what? How are you also how are you the same thing as Tiki? How?
Yeah. I just less Plog nonsense, please. That's my plea. He's the Milo of this show.
He is.
He is, yeah. There's is there a day when you're not tripping over something? I assume Chloe said that's Marinette, yeah. Does Marinette trip over things? Is that a thing?
Yes, she's so clumsy and awkward.
Oh, because Moe, right? So yeah, she has to be. Sabrina's father is policeman officer Roger. I think we actually saw him in an early episode.
We have. He was the one telling the guy not to feed the birds.
Yeah, the pigeon episode. Yeah, I think that was cool that they brought him. That was him. This whole thing about stealing, blah blah blah. Let's call Ladybug. I'm sure she'll actually do something, says Chloe.
LOL.
LOL. Hawk Moth, the whistle. Interestingly, during his typical tirade, pictures of the Miraculouses. I don't think that's happened before. Like while
Well, I
he's
think they've done
talking.
it like once or twice
Oh,
before.
I didn't
It's just
notice it.
like
Why are we inconsistently having pictures of the Miraculouses?
I don't
I
know.
don't know. Uh,
So I don't understand why we can like. You would think it wouldn't be this hard.
yeah, tape
I don't.
or the trash duty with the lady who was jaywalking and
She was
littering,
jaywalking,
littering and like
littering.
not stopping at like a red light or something. Yeah,
It was great.
yeah. Can't transform the bracelet. Will join with me and damage your powers, says Plog.
Interesting.
I guess, yeah, that was interesting. And then this is when the background noise kicked in. So then it gets a little murky from here on out. But
Well, I mean, I guess like that's interesting in that like the Kwame, if they're damaged, that it could really like hurt Marinette.
I didn't even really like process before this episode that the Kwame like actually like go into the Miraculouses like when they transform.
Really,
I mean
you
like I
didn't.
know it happened, but it didn't like register in my mind as anything until
Well, it doesn't. Well, he literally says like dissolves. Like what?
right, yeah, like they merge. Like, what do they merge into? Like, does he merge into the ring, or does he like go throughout his body? Like, what happens? I'm interested now.
Well, and the thing is like, well, especially since this raises questions about like, we know Hawkmoth wants the Miraculouses, and we've talked before. It's like, wouldn't he want the Kwame?
Yeah, when you
But then
want the
it's like,
Kwame, yeah,
but clearly the Miraculouses like have some sort of special property to them to allow this to happen. Because
either
then I
either
guess
the
we,
Kwames are tied to the Miraculouses, or maybe his own Kwames. Maybe he is a
well, that's what
Kwame.
I'm. That's because I'm just trying to think like to us, they just seem like weird. They're just random objects. Like, okay, it's something you would
I
wear, like
always thought
earrings
Hawkmoth
and
was
rings.
small. I never thought about this before, but if he's a Kwame, him being small makes sense.
Would.
But like, they're
But
not
then he
people
also
from what we've
doesn't
seen.
look like the Kwame, but we've
Yeah,
only seen other two more.
maybe
So
he's a human that got turned into a Kwame.
interesting.
That is interesting. We'll talk
I
about
don't
that
know.
more later. Um, your mayor, yeah, the stuff with Roger Cop. Don't let the evil person who gave you these powers make an evil person out of you. Says who to him? Marinette, I assume.
Yeah,
And then
Ladybug.
Hawkmoth's like, don't listen to him, right? That's kind of
Yeah.
interesting.
So it's like, are we gonna have a point where we can talk a villain out of it?
Yeah, they've like kind of hinted at that before, but it's nothing ever close to happen with it.
Well, this is the closest it's come to like because Hawkmoth actually was like, "LOL, shut up."
Yeah. Uh,
Interesting.
Chloe's like, I have a serious problem. Come with me and we'll talk about it. I like his robot.
Chloe, just
Chloe just goes in the
get
car with
in the
him.
car. With just
Um, yeah. Then Ladybug and Cat, I guess, get on the car. I bet you missed me. Thanks for the lasso, lassie. Like, it's just so bad. It's so bad.
so annoying.
Thanks for the lasso, lassie. Cat doesn't grab on Marinette, saves him. I guess, yeah. Yeah, it happens
He can't
twice.
even like keep her from falling off the car. Like
Yeah.
you suck.
Well, hey, I'm head over heels to see you, milady, he says. Mayor and Chloe, so much for your power. Ha 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 ha. I like the robot laugh. That's why I wrote that down. Roger.
Robot laugh was
Yeah.
terrible.
Ladybug and Cat are now outlaws. We're still saving Paris. I think they did the drop thing, I guess, already, right? Yeah. I guess I didn't take extensive notes on that. The Spider-Man upside down thing, yeah, that happened already. But then subverted because Marinette wants none of that. Stop shooting like an idiot, Rogercop. You're supposed to seize their Miraculouses. I thought that
That
was
was really
interesting
funny to
too.
me because I also had the same thought of stop shooting like an idiot, and then he said it. And I was like, incredible. Hawkmoth can read my mind.
Where Hawkmoth inserts dialogue is pretty interesting. It's definitely more here than normal.
It's really funny. Like
Whenever you're
whatever Hawkmoth.
ready, milady, says Cat Noir. Bracelets, mitts over hands, coat on his face. I gotcha. Pound it. Yep. Do they pound it every episode?
Yes,
I mean, I know they pound it most episodes, but is it every episode?
it's basically every episode.
Okay. Justice has prevailed in the streets of Paris. Wouldn't be able to. I knew you wouldn't be able to resist me. Yeah, I'll have to leave now, or you wouldn't be able to resist me. I
Yeah.
doubt that, but I'll take your word for it. One of these days, I'll be ruling the world, and you won't be a part of it. And then Ladybug at the end, and she stays as Ladybug with Chloe and
Becomes the Powderpuff Girls, and she's in the office with the mayor.
yeah, exactly. And then he's Lieutenant Roger. There you go.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't
Just
know. Not that many big plot things.
no, it was just a weird episode.
It's weird because as I've like grown less and less fond of Cat Noir, although I'm still fine with Adrian, like I like love Marinette more and more. Like
Marinette's great.
I
Like
know,
she's
but
such a
like
great
I like
character.
even love her more now. Like she's the
Yeah.
best.
I mean, I've literally been complaining about Cat Noir this entire time, and now you're finally beginning to
Yeah,
understand.
you're ahead on that. But to be fair,
Like,
they've exponentially grown the number of ladies inserted into the show, so
he
it's
just
gotten
irritates
worse.
so much.
If you
I mean,
watch
how? I mean,
if you
I
watch
hate puns.
the French or Korean versions, let us know if this is he's as annoying. I mean, of
Yes,
course,
let
that's
us.
also personal like reaction, but like I assume they don't have the equivalent of Milady in French, right?
Yes,
So
I would hope not.
it's just the dub being super annoying. Okay, so overall, I think this like I would say this is a middle of the road episode because it's like ambitious. Like at least it's interesting.
Yeah, a lot of like weird things happen, but it wasn't like bad weird necessarily. It was just a weird. It was just an odd episode. Like it was just off, kind of.
Yeah. Last week I asked, like, what you think this show is promising to be like more continuous than it currently is, and people basically agree. Although the interesting like question is if we're going to have an episode where they reveal their identities to each other, where Hawkmoth like actually does something, is that going to come at the end of season one, or is that going to come in the season finale, right? Like, or the series finale? Like, what's the distinction between season one and season two? I think that's something interesting to keep an eye on as we get closer.
Yes.
Um, Next week we do have an episode, but then as of now scheduled, there's none the week after that. But then there is the next 3 weeks, so it's weird.
Interesting.
But like, so Nick has his up to the mime on the schedule, but that's where the Korean and French versions took a break. So I'm wondering if after March 6th, I mean, that's a while from now. We have a while, but after March
Yeah.
6th, we'll take the break that they took. And since then, there's been
Three
three
episodes.
episodes that have aired in France. Yeah. So interesting.
So
And I wonder if,
I'm
like,
sure we'll just stay behind steadily.
yeah, I mean, I was hoping that we would like stay as far as like we're not that far behind right now. Like we're only like
Right.
6, 7 episodes behind. But like if we take a break too, then it'll grow into more. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Either way, that's a while from now, so we'll figure it out. But
Yep.
yeah, let us know what you thought of this episode, what you thought of Nick's dumb airing problems,
Uh,
distinctions between the dub.
how annoying do you think Cat Noir is?
How annoying do you think Cat Noir is? Uh, really though, all I'm seeing shipwise is like Cat and either one of them, and I'd much prefer Adrian in either one of them.
No, for real though. Like if I had like I would ship Adrian and Marinette, even though I don't. Before I would like, why would you ship Cat with anyone?
I feel like
She's so
Adrian
annoying.
and Ladybug, I think is maybe the most interesting combination to
Yes,
me.
I would agree.
I think it'd be super interesting if there's an episode where um, Marinette as Ladybug interacted with Adrian. Has that happened yet?
Well,
And
we've had Cat and Marinette, so I
yeah, but
feel
if
like
we
we
had
should
a if
expect
we
the Ladybug and
yeah, and we
Adrian
had
episode.
Ladybug and like but like teasing like Adrian, right? I feel like that'd be
I
super
feel like
interesting.
I feel like we should expect that.
I hope that happens. Yeah,
Also, there's a really good chance it's probably gonna be the most awkward episode ever.
I mean every episode of the show is the most awkward episode ever. So
That's fair.
yeah.
Can't argue with that.
Cool. So leave us comments on YouTube, on overlyanimated.com, or on Tumblr Asks, and let us know what you thought about all this stuff. And we'll be back next week covering Dark Cupid. Interesting.
Oh yeah, I remember you said this
Valentine's
last
Day
week.
episode. Yeah.
I'm excited.
I want to read the Wikipedia summary, but I won't. Yeah.
Don't do it. Be strong.
I mean, there's no spoilers anyway for the show, but yeah. So that's next. Wait, is that next week? No. Yeah. That is next week. Okay.
I was like, last week you did this again, and I was like, you
It's
don't
because
keep teasing me, Dark
The
Cupid.
Wikipedia airing is on the French airing order, so it's like I have to like look up and down to see what's next. Yeah, so this was episode 8. Evil Strader was next in French. We already saw that, so now it's Dark Cupid. Okay. I'm Delaney Stovall. Everything about this podcast at overlyanimated.com. You can support us on patreon.com/overlyanimated. Thanks to our current patrons, Shayna, Mitch, Cordell, Beatrice, Nate, Andy, Jamie, and Rachel, aka Hannah, Fever, Mitch, Cordell, University, Beatrix Exchange, feels like your mailman, and Rachel Rose.
You too can have the nickname.
Yeah, it's patreon.com/overlyanimated. And yeah, back next week. Let us know what you thoughts, etc., etc. Last comments. I don't know. I got none.
It was weird, and Chloe seriously has a major girl crush on Ladybug.
Yeah, I don't know. I might ship that.
I mean, I might. Well, if Chloe would be less annoying, I could ship.
It's possible. She's less annoying with Ladybug.
But Ladybug and Alia and Marinette and Alia are like OTP.
What about OT3 with Chloe in there? This is like totally not what people
No.
ship. People ship like only Cat Noir related things, but whatever. That's not us.
People ship Alia, Marinette, and Cat Noir, and I'm like, no thanks.
No thanks. No thanks. Okay. Thanks for listening, guys. We will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.